and then DawN and Staz. So as you can see, it looks a little bit different, and I'll just explain very briefly. Alutimu won his division, as you can see, 1A there. DawN is in the...
Very fond of. It's very, very similar to Alutimu's version. I think the only difference is a Frostbolt for Alutimu.
This Beast Hunter.
Yes, he's been playing some very, very strong Hearthstone. Very signature style of play as well. And a signature build of the deck, actually, as well. The Revenge of the Wild and the Rat Trap. I believe it was the exact same lineup he brought last week.
Base for other cards, like one marked shot. One Unleash the Beast is fine, but like one marked shot, you know, there's one Scalehide in this primary list. Derek, I think Scalehide is a better card than Revenge.
I think I agree with you generally. However, I think if Staz was going to find a powerful matchup for this Revenge of the Wild, he himself has attested to the fact that Mage is the reason why Revenge of the Wild is in his deck. The Mage goes wide, you go Unleash the Hounds, you kill off their Mana Cyclone, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Board of Giants, and then you resurrect it all, and you can just go face, you can just kill them.
And Staz is lined up against two Mage players. We get into game number one of the Hearthstone Grandmasters playoffs. New icon, new graphic. Let's go.
Get new toys to play with. We're simple casters. We get a new picture and we're like, ooh.
Well, when you have to stare at the same picture for hours upon hours a day, new is good. But let's go into it right now.
Right, I can take a hint, mate. You want Soul back. It's fair. I understand.
No, it's the opposite.
Oh, right.
It's the Wolverine meme. I've got just a picture of you on the photo.
However, in this particular game, as we should probably save the memes for a couple of hours into the broadcast, rather than
it'll be over.
Turn one of game one. That's true, actually. It's going to be a quick day.
Squish them in while we can.
DawN's got a pretty good starting hand, I would say. The Sorcerer's Apprentice with the mirror images. It's somewhat risky to go off right at the start because there are answers to it, primarily in the form of kill command, of course. If it sticks, though, the upside here for DawN could be huge.
Yeah, and this is one of the parts I enjoy the most about Mage. Is you often make turns like this of, okay, the payoff is amazing.
Right.
It is counterable, but if you like to just play a little bit risky, you can just win games off the back of plays like this. I mean, look at this hand.
This is insane. Yep, just being able to go intellect, coin intellect.
And if he draws the Cyclone, he even has the evocation available. I mean, Giant's close to a Cyclone. Pass.
Okay, this is interesting now, right? Because we have consistently seen players saving their Arcane Intellects, their Sandbinders, whatever draw effects they have, for after the Luna's Pocket Galaxy coming down.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
I've been playing a good chunk of Mage recently, and I have never passed up the chance to save the Arcane Intellect. If I know Luna's Pocket Galaxy is in hand. Because it's just too good. And even if you get beat up for 2 turns, it doesn't matter.
That's what I mean.
One-cost minions that are just frankly overpowered.
Yes, I would say a 1-mana Antonidas is frankly a little on the powerful side.
Yeah. You know the biggest trouble I've had recently? Playing against Warrior as Mage, going for the Antonidas plan, and trying to play cards.
Oh yeah,
to get out of your hand.
Much stuff. Yeah. Why can't I hold all these cards?
Yeah. Staz's opening hand definitely wasn't bad, though. He has 2 Call the Wilds. Sorry, 2 Master's Call. God, I always do that. Even though I play Hunter a lot. But right now, the priority of the hand has gone from drawing the cards to killing this 3-2. Like, this 3-2 almost has to die.
Which is the power of Sorcerer's Apprentice, right? It's powerful if it doesn't survive. If it does survive for a turn, or even 2 turns, as we're seeing here, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yes.
I still like what we're seeing here from Staz, because his options were, you either mark shot to kill it off, or you go wide on the board. If he had gone for the mark shot to kill it off, he develops nothing. Coin Pocket Galaxy is still a play.
Ooh.
DawN is thinking as well, you know, if there was a Mana Cyclone in hand, Coin Cyclone was available last turn, and Coin Intellect was also available last turn. So I think he's starting to come to the conclusion that this Apprentice, if it was going to be terrible, it would have been terrible last turn. And so I can understand Staz's reasoning here for wanting to go wide on the board and push a bit more damage instead of killing off that 1 Apprentice.
DawN's 1 mana away from a mind-blowing turn. Yeah. You're learning my phrases. Like Lunar Pocket. I was thinking like Lunar Pocket Galaxy, and then just
AI.
random worlds where Khadgar costs 1. You could go Khadgar into Mirror Image and just be like,
Yes.
this apprentice is immortal.
DawN, I love that he's just chilling as well. Like next turn,
Yeah, save it. Yeah.
like saving the Ray of Frost. Sorry, I think I'm more powerful later on. Just AI next turn, even just Giant next turn. It's probably not the strongest play he can make, but it's something to consider.
Well, I think Giant could be very good because Giant coin into Image actually is pretty good versus Hunter a lot of the time.
It's good when they don't have a board because it plays around the Deadly Shot, of course. I think when they have a board, you have to be a little bit more cautious because the tempo swing, if they go 3-mana Deadly Shot, is huge.
Yeah, as a general turn, it's not bad. But for me, just Arcane Intellect just gets played next turn 100% of the time. Staz, though, I would love for him to play an Animal Companion this turn.
Yeah, what are his options? Actually, he's got a lot of tempting choices here because he wants to make a threat that has to be dealt with, right? Because DawN's most likely play next turn is just play a bunch of stats.
Then he should play Rhino.
Right, so is that Rhino or Hyena? What's the more threatening of the two minions?
Rhino. 100% of the time. Rhino gets frozen, it still does something. Hyena gets frozen, it does a whole lot of nothing. Like that, because look at this turn the other way round. You'd play Rhino.
So would you rather have seen the Rhino on that turn?
Yeah. You play Rhino, what is DawN going to do with an empty board? And then next turn, you can go Hyena, Animal Comp. Or track it into X, and then so on, so on, so on. Mage can only freeze a 5 health.
It's really
Mage can only freeze a 5 health minion, right?
Yes, there was no chance of him removing it.
And then you gain charge to do better stuff into, say, Giants this turn.
The point about freeze is very, very interesting because that's how like the two answers, quote unquote, that the mage would have to this board, be it Rhino or Hyena, is freeze it or develop so much that the hunter doesn't have a chance to fight back for board.
Rhino's a great card at fighting back for board.
Yes,
that's what I mean. It does both. It would honestly have to be like Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Pink.
Yeah.
To kill it, which if that happens on your Rhino, you are pretty happy with anyway. But this is the issue, right? This Hyena just does nothing now.
It is a slower play overall.
Don't get me wrong, the hand's still good. The answer to the Giant is still there. But I feel like the Rhino being down would just open up. Like, imagine if it was the other way around now.
What was the actual... How much upside did he get of having a Rhino in play, though? Because the Rhino put significantly less pressure on board on that turn, right? Because he couldn't play an Animal Companion, and he would have a 2-attack minion as opposed to a 5-attack or a 4-attack minion in the Hyena without the Leok buff. Which means he would have to develop a lot of pressure on this turn with beasts in hand, to which he would have had double Animal Companion or Hyena in hand that can charge.
Or Animal Companion into Hyena.
Yeah.
And the 1/1's on board, right?
I guess, yeah. I think it's close.
Because the 1/1s were still on board,
Yeah.
so imagine the trades with a charging Hyena. I don't know, I always think it's good to front load a Rhino when possible, and with Mage having so few answers,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know what they do.
We've seen this consistently, though, from Staz. He is a player who values the potential of Rhino very highly. He doesn't take it at face value and just throw it down a lot of the time. He saves it for Animal Companion. For Dire Frenzy. He saves it for a big OTK turn, rather than just playing it out.
Speaking of big turns, we could be getting there. Not quite.
It's getting close. I mean, it's not a bad turn on this turn. We could see Coin...
The issue is it good enough to beat Rat Trap?
Yeah, Coin Cyclone activates the Rat Trap and then Frost Nova. Like, it's a 2-card Cyclone, which isn't insane. But the problem is, then he's pretty all in on getting an insane card off the top, right? Because otherwise he's so far behind on board.
I think it's just Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost ping?
I think so. And just hope you can go off next turn. You could take 2 damage. He's only taken 2 this turn, right? If you Ray of Frost.
We could, of course, see as well Conjurer's the Hyena, Coin Mana Cyclone, but that's too weak to Rat Trap. That's way too much damage.
Okay, so DawN is... although Ray of Frost seems better than Nova here, in my understanding, DawN is using Nova because Ray of Frost costs 1 and Nova costs
Yes.
3. So he can, if he needs that Cyclone turn, he gains a spell from the Cyclone instead of having to Nova next turn. So in a perfect world, he would have been more than okay taking 2 damage, but in a realistic world with Mana Cyclone, he needs to increase his chances of getting good spells.
Staz here needs to consider very awkward breakpoints with Sea Giant, because of course, for all he knows, there could be a Sea Giant that was drawn before the...
it's so unlikely.
Yeah,
There's
so,
like 2 cards, right?
Right, so it's possible that the Khadgar or the Conjurer's Calling is a Sea Giant, in which case he would maybe not want to play the Vicious Scalehide, but I think all things considered, it's better to just get it on the board.
Yeah. Sea Giants don't matter if you punch them in the face hard enough.
It's an excellent point.
And now you start to see where Frost Nova would have been fantastic this turn.
Yeah.
But it also would have been slow.
More mana restricted.
Yeah, it would have just slowed him down. So DawN is kind of just between a rock and a hard place right now. And I think he's going to go for it with the mirror images.
We must band together.
And just go, and he can't wait. So he has to do something.
Going off with the Conjurer's Calling. Bronze Herald is not what he's looking for.
Okay. Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher's not bad.
Well, there is a rat on the
Buff
board.
him up.
So does it do extra
Get
damage is my
catching.
question.
It's super effective.
Imagine. Just gains like poisonous or something if it hits a rat minion. DawN has a lot of options now and just needs to work out exactly what's good.
Because of the rush, he could double trade and then go for a full board of mirror images and then play Mana Cyclone as well. But I guess he's seeing it that he has to kill the Rhino.
Now he has to Ray of Frost, but he doesn't get the images this turn or the Cyclone. Desperation.
Absolute desperation.
That's
And
very, very, very lethal. Right?
he's super dead is, I believe, the expression, as Staz takes a very convincing game 1. Despite DawN getting off to what was a pretty powerful start, it has to be said, even with the Sorcerer's Apprentice being left alive for a couple of turns. And I think that comes down for the U3, I think could really have turned it around, because if he'd drawn Mana Cyclone off of that second that second Arcane Intellect, I think that's just game over on the spot, because he could have gone Evocation Cyclone.
Funnily enough, even the Arcane Intellect's on turn 5, because he just played a Giant.
Yeah.
So there could have been like the Arcane Intellects played then, because the minions are 1 cost, but post Lunar Pocket Galaxy, he played a 5-cost Giant.
Right. And
he
so
could have Arcane Intellect into 2 0-mana Sea Giants, maybe. I'm obviously stating a very stupid example,
ideal scenario,
but it could have happened, or even just one Giant and something else. It could have been huge to draw more after the pocket, and DawN just chose to just play the 1 Giant,
which I think is it's kind of a hidden asset of being able to play Mage well, but it's, in my opinion, the most core ability is to know when what you have in your hand is not good enough. To know that this, if I just play out this, on average, I lose. So you have to dig for better stuff. You have to dig for that powerhouses. Maybe you should have dug for Cyclone to go Evocation Cyclone. Maybe you should have dug on turn 5 to go for a bigger Mountain Giant
Anything,
or Antonidas play or something like that.
Even the Ziliax would have been absolutely fine for
Ziliax
one.
would have been ridiculous.
Luna
would have been
I think
absurd.
any minion would have been the nuts, but we are getting a little bit deep into game number 2 now as we go into turn 3 for Staz. Staz has a deceptively slow, I would say, opening hands.
Really?
It looks fast.
It looks really
But when
fast,
he goes to Deadly Shot and hopes track and hits something, he's kind of out of stuff, right? I mean, is what I mean. It's like it's fast, but it's
all
slow.
in. It's an all-in kind of hand. If DawN picks up a Conjurer's, a Mana Cyclone, I keep mixing those two up for whatever reason. If he picks up a Mana Cyclone anytime soon, this is looking very, very bad for Staz indeed. But it's not an easy situation for DawN, because he wants to go double Ray of Frost, Coin Ping to take out the Hyena and the Timberwolf, neutralize a lot of the threats, and pray that there's no Dire Frenzy on the following turn. But that's what I'm talking about knowing when just playing out your cards on curve is not good enough. And I think by making his Giant so much more expensive, his Mountain Giant, is that something he can afford to do?
I'd really like single Ray of Frost Ping.
Oh, really?
You Ray of Frost, you can ping the Wolf, and then next turn you can just
Ziliax.
coin Ziliax, kill it. And then maybe by then you've got something else.
what can go wrong with that? Dire Frenzy? If he just went Dire Frenzy on the Hyena, actually, or any of the minions, in fact, I think that's when that plan goes pretty wrong. I guess Dire Frenzy's terrible for you no matter what, though.
I mean, for Dire Frenzy on any of these minions
would have
kind
been
of sucks
insane.
too. You're still getting hit hard, right? My point being is, I'm very interested to see what DawN's next turn is. DawN's next turn might just be Evocate Giant, to be honest.
Yeah, very
But
possible.
that just feels like you just get blown out by a Deadly Shot. Because there's no images to protect. Or even try and protect. Not that it would work versus this board anyway.
I mean, basically his plan at the moment is pray that you draw and a Cyclone, so far as I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, everyone get ready to wince if you're a DawN fan. Because I'm going to wince. And I am reasonably unbiased in this matchup. But I still feel this pain as someone who has played Mage.
This is kind of just a stomp. As it currently stands, DawN's going to have a pretty strong fight back to be able to win his way back into the game, which he does have. You know, Ziliax just to take out a couple of these 1/1s, or even all three of them if it attacks into the Timberwolf and gains some health, could be the swing back that DawN needs. Because again, if he finds himself Mana Cyclone, Arcane Intellect, Conjurer's Calling, any of these cards put DawN firmly in the lead. Or in with a chance.
Yeah, DawN nods. He's like, I knew this could happen. It's not like a crazy play, is it? It's like, this is a common interaction in the matchup. And now DawN needs something soon. That is a decent card, but not yet. I think he has to play the Ziliax right now. He's seen Deadly Shot. It's likely that Ziliax can stick. We can see that Kill Command will just clear it off. But still, it's something.
I mean, that's a big life swing, even though it doesn't get the lifesteal on the second hit, because obviously Kill Command will have gone into it.
Heals for 5?
Right, that is a huge difference.
And that is a bad draw for Staz to be... That is not really what he's after, is it?
I guess we could see Springport double trade just because it has Rush, and then push the rest face and Hero Power.
Double trade!
Yeah, that's the nightmare versus Ziliax.
If you're going to double trade in, I think you'd trade in the Shimmerfly, right? First? If you were going to trade.
That bad?
I think you need something.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably just gets you more stuff on board, which is pretty important.
And now, so it's going to go to 7, goes to... There's just not enough minions on. I was looking at if it can go like Apprentice, Sea Giant, whatever.
This has... Oh, no.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's just Giant, right?
Wait, what?
It has to just be Giant again. I don't think this is the pop-off turn. Because imagine if he misses. Like, if he doesn't find exactly Ray of Frost or Frost Nova, he's just dead. Whereas this is only 3-5 damage. Does this ever win, though? The Ziliax is still dead.
I don't know.
Maybe for DawN there, he had to just pray...
For a different deck?
I guess so. I think, actually, the most likely win condition for DawN is he goes double Apprentice next turn, Arcane Intellect, and draws Frost Nova and Conjurer's Calling, or something absurd like that, just to be able to threaten 2-turn lead.
I think the best as well is he can magic trick an Ice Barrier.
That would help.
Because that's massive. Hunter, outside of exactly Aero Powering and the on-kill command, has to attack with minions. Look at this Deadly Shot, though.
Look at all of these cards. These are all so good.
Deadly Shot. Oh, wait, no, you can put
Kill
them to...
Command,
No, you
right?
Kill Command puts them to 2, right? Yeah, you Kill Command.
Yes, I think...
Am I miscounting? I think he has 5 damage on board, right?
Where he traded in the Shimmerfly to get this tracking, right?
Oh, sorry, right. Oh, so Kill Command changes the numbers, but barely.
Bang, bang, bang. So it gets him down to 3.
Kill Command now? Okay.
So what this means is that if there is an impenetrable taunt wall generated on this turn, DawN is not necessarily dead, and he could actually set up lethal on this turn with double Sea Giant.
Time to do the thing.
And with the Arcane Intellect as well.
So he has Intellect, Coin, Intellect.
Or he could go Apprentice first, right? He could go Apprentice,
Yeah.
double Intellect. Like, this is...
Wait, you could
this
get
is
Sea
always-
Giants
this is-
down too.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. This is always a Rat Trap rocking turn. You don't worry about that. You just pray that you draw the Frost Nova.
Everyone hold on to your seats because this is a spicy turn. Okay,
Those were
that's a
not
swing
good.
and a miss.
Those were not good.
Again.
It needs to be Conjurer's Calling, or it needs to be Frost Nova. Oh,
Oh, it doesn't matter now, right? Oh, Frost Nova, Frost Nova.
yes, he can go coin Frost Nova, but that doesn't allow him to put the Sea Giants in play, which means he doesn't set up 2-turn lethal.
But he can't put the Sea Giants in play anyway now, right? Oh, sorry. No, yeah, he can. He can just coin into one.
Yeah, he's going for Cyclone to hit. I don't even know anymore.
This could be Swift.
Frost Nova's not playable. Ooh,
Image.
double Shooting Star's nuts, though.
Oh, wait.
What?
It's too much, DawN. It's too much. Gets the trade. Shooting Star. DawN doesn't even know. He could be. Oh, he's very dead.
There we go.
He is very... He went from being not dead to maybe dead to extremely dead, as Staz is going to take his first match in the playoffs 2-0 in, I'll have to say, a very straightforward fashion.
That was just an absolute stomp. And Staz there, I think he showed excellent understanding of the matchup overall, which is that what Mage can do is often so ridiculously powerful, you just have to ignore it. You just have to pretend that they're not able to do it.